Hello, everyone, and welcome to my this week's broadcast of Spider-Man video game that was released few years ago on PlayStation and other consoles as well. Today it's special because I just came to know that it's been 50 years ever since that notorious incident, the night Gwen Stacy died, happened. It is one of the most shocking, most tragic story in superhero comic book history. And the reason behind that is that uh, this event, which took place somewhere in 1973, uh, established the fact that the initial practice that was established in the golden age, that a superhero would never lose someone they love, especially their love interest, uh, be their girlfriend or wife, was shattered forever. And because of it, a lot of fans were shocked, because all of us, before this comic book was published, which is The Amazing Spider-Man number 121, we were used to the fact that Superman would always succeed, no matter what happens, in saving Lois Lane. And Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four would always succeed in saving not only his wife, Susan Storm, but also his entire family. That would include his children, Franklin and Valeria Richards, Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm himself is a superhero, so no saving there, and even Johnny Storm. So, right now, I am being required to do a mission, and once I finish that mission, I will be heading straight to the landmarks which were shown in the pages of The Amazing Spider-Man number 121 and number 122. Thank you all for viewing this broadcast. If you guys are interested to know more about this tragic story, then I have this here with me, a trade paperback, which is Death of the Stacys. For those of you who are not aware, Gwen Stacy, besides being the love interest of Spider-Man, Spider-Man also had a very good relationship with her father, Police Captain George Stacy. Now, before Gwen's death, Captain George Stacy gets killed by the very man you see on the screen, Dr. Octopus. And the blame, as most of the time it used to happen thanks to J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle, the blame was hurled upon Spider-Man. But the death of Gwen Stacy, it hurt deep. Not only the impact that was shown in the pages of comics, but also every reader who was coming across this story for the very first time. And for those of us like me, because I started to read comics in 1983-84, so the first time when I read the night Gwen Stacy died, I knew that about her death, so I was mentally prepared for that. But despite that, when I read the book, I was awestruck, and I was really, to this day, I feel the shock and the pain. And the thing is that Spider-Man is a character that we all love. Why? Because there are a lot of things we relate with him on so many levels. He is not from a rich background. He is struggling financially. He is trying to make ends meet.
Do it. Watch my back.
Pretty sure these guys didn't forget their keys. Okay, wrapped up.
Thanks for that. Now I'm seeing an assault near you.
You're in luck, Yuri. Your favorite tough but lovable grizzled seen-too-much detective is in town.
What? No. You promised you wouldn't do that any—
Spider Cop.
Where's the assault? I'm almost there. Okay, here we go.
So you're the snitch.
Back off, creep.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yep, she's the one.
I said back off.
I just need to figure out how do I basically
Leave me alone.
Keep it quiet.
dodge the attacks.
Help! Help! Police!
Keep your mouth shut.
Get away from her.
Oh.
Walk away now, or she's dead.
Let me go!
You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
All clear, ma'am.
I knew Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
Have you got somewhere to go?
I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it. I don't want charity.
They got the best wheat cakes in the city, hands down.
You see, there's a
Mom used to make
relatability in
Haven't
Spider-Man.
had any in a long time.
Now she lost her
I'll check it out.
parents, and
Thanks, Spider Guy.
It's Spider-Man. Oh. Should be able to spot the next tower from up there.
and Spidey himself.
From his elevated position, Spider Cop spies his destination. A second surveillance tower.
Are you
It
narrating
was
yourself?
believed that Spider-Man was
No,
an
of
orphan,
course not. The chief of
Peter
terrorist
Parker
in
for that
Spider Cop
matter.
thought he was
That's
a
why
loose
he was
cannon.
raised by
Already regretting
May
this.
Parker and Ben Parker. But later on, we realized that in Life Theft story, that they had actually disappeared.
Bet I
The
can
only
modify
problem
these
was that
towers
they
to track
weren't
more than
real.
just crimes.
They were clones of the Chameleon. Chameleon is a very nasty villain of Spider-Man.
Score. Towers are picking up all kinds of RFID signals now, including one nearby. Is that?
Score. Towers are picking up all kinds of
Now I
RFID
think
signals now.
the time is right.
Including one nearby. What is
I
that?
simply have to go to those landmarks. Now let's check out the pages in comics, because one of the things that have happened is that a lot of people thought that Gwen Stacy was killed on Brooklyn Bridge, but it was written that she died on George Washington. Now it might be plausible that first, when the Green Goblin had abducted her, as you can see here in these pages, you see the Brooklyn Bridge basically. He took her to Brooklyn Bridge. But here, as you can see, Spider-Man saying George Washington Bridge. So just making sure before I head to the landmark itself. I see it over there. The George Washington Bridge. So I'm now heading there. I thought we could go and visit So there you have it. George Washington Bridge, as shown in the splash page of The Amazing Spider-Man number 122. Here it is. Let me get a clearer picture. If there is, otherwise at least just confirmed in writing, as well as the imagery that we saw. So that is it. Remembering the night Gwen Stacy died, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. The most shocking, the most tragic story in superhero history. It didn't happen before, and as I've said in my other video, which is especially about the comic book itself, you can check it out, that the killing of Betty Dean does not count as the major shocking event for the simple reason that Namor is an anti-hero, not a flagship superhero, if you will, and for that reason he for a good number of years was part of supervillains team up comic book series. So he spent a great deal of time being a supervillain as well, even though he started out as a superhero. So to have a character, a flagship character, like somebody like, for example, if you're talking about DC, it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and in the case of Marvel, it's Spider-Man, it's Captain America, it's Iron Man, it's the Hulk. This is the most shocking event, and it still gets people emotional. When I announced this, the 50-year anniversary of this event in various Facebook groups and stuff, the responses I'm getting, people are actually using sad emoticons, and these are old guys and gals who have read the story. It just shows how deep the impact was felt and how it showed that being a superhero isn't an easy job at all. In fact, quite a lot of people, they say that superheroes are the modern iteration of mythological characters from Greece, Rome, and Norse mythologies. The only issue I have with that point is that from the perspective of superpowers, maybe, because you have, I recently came to know while doing a podcast with the executive producer of the Batman movie franchise, Michael Uslan, that the Flash is, his superpower is basically taken from a Greek mythological character called Hermes, and Hermes has a version in Roman mythology called Mercury. So from a point of superhero powers or superpowers is concerned, that is possible. But when it comes to the struggles of every superhero, they have more in common with the struggles of those selfless individuals whose examples we find in the stories of prophets, and even in our daily lives, people who simply just don't compromise on their values no matter what happens. So this is why superhero genre remains popular amongst the masses and various different backgrounds. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, which language do you speak. The only thing is that if you are a person who believes in doing the right thing no matter what, and being selfless and not compromising on your ideals, your values. That's why people, even if they start reading about superheroes at an older age, they cling on to them. So thank you very much for watching my live broadcast on Twitch, and for those who are watching this edited gameplay on YouTube, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And I'm also going to be posting the link for this trade paperback in the description, so that if any one of you is interested to buy it and read it, which I highly recommend, please do so, and you will be able to appreciate superheroes even more. So that's all for today, in remembrance of the night Gwen Stacy died. See you next week.